Hey everybody, Crow here. And as you may or may not be aware of, over the last few months, I've been working on a project. That's why I kind of didn't really have a whole lot of time to do much of anything. That's why I haven't really played a whole lot of Evercade games and stuff. So since December, I had a goal in mind. But I guess I kind of didn't want to jinx the goal. So I never really told anybody what I was up to. Well, I today actually achieved that goal. Now I'm not done with the project, but I'll tell you what that project is. But what the goal was is actually right over here. Let's see if I could do it. Here we go. I got a new pinball machine. Actually, here we go. Now, before I get into all of this, I'm sure you're wondering, well, what is this? I'm not going to leave you in suspense for the whole video and unveil, but here we go. It's a Godzilla Premium. Now, it shouldn't come as any surprise that I did get a Godzilla Premium. It seems like a lot of people that own pinball machines have a Godzilla Premium, or at the very least, a Godzilla Pro. Now, before I get into what made me decide to get this, I will tell the story. And this pretty much what the rest of this video is. It's just going to be the story of what I've been up to and how I wanted to buy this machine specifically, because I didn't want to actually just pull money out of the bank and buy a new pinball machine. I wanted to do it a little bit differently. Now, not only did I get the pinball machine, but I did get a couple accessories as well. I did get the topper to go along with this. I got the shaker motor, and I got art blades. I'm not going to unbox this or anything in this video. In fact, I'm not going to make an unboxing video, but I will make a video about this sometime later. But the story is that sometime around November or December, Spooky Pinball put out a video, or teaser video for the Evil Dead pinball machine. And I got kind of hyped about it because I was like, well, Evil Dead. And that's like, I'm a big fan of Bruce Campbell. I really like the Evil Dead movies. Well, more specifically, Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. Those are two of my favorite movies. And I really liked the way it was looking. And I was like, oh man, could I buy that if I really wanted to? And the answer was yes. However, I didn't want to take money out of my bank account to buy one. So, after some time thinking about it, I was thinking, do I really want an Evil Dead pinball machine, or is there something else I would rather have? Now, obviously, I went with the Godzilla Premium, as you just saw, but the part of the reason for that was there were certain things about the Evil Dead pinball machine that I kind of wasn't a huge fan of, especially after I played it at Galloping Ghost. Don't get me wrong, I really liked it, but it wasn't one I don't think I would have wanted as a pinball machine in my home. Now, granted, I would have if I had like 5, 6, 7, 8 pinball machines. Yeah, maybe then it would be in that list. But I don't have that many, and actually have fewer than you think, as I'll get to shortly. But I started remembering, like, oh man, I really like that Godzilla Premium. I remember every time I went to Galloping Ghost Pinball, ever since they had it, I would play it. In fact, the one time I went there, and that was all I played. And I knew it was a really good machine. I started looking into it, and I'm like, I wonder what other people think of it. And sure enough, the thing is #1 on Pinside. It's #1 on the Internet Pinball Database. I watch people's videos, where they're doing their top, favorite pinball machines of all time, and it's always #1 for the most part in everybody's list. I'm like, you know what? That's probably a good sign to get it. And not only that, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to go with this instead of the Evil Dead for the most part, is because I like to mod. I like modding pinball machines. I like, putting my own, personal, style, like the things I like on those machines, customizing it to the way I like it. So, and because this is one of the most popular pinball machines in recent memory, and because a lot of people have it, there are a lot of mods out there for it. And that's why I also went ahead and got the topper. And of course, I need a shaker motor. And I went and got the art blades. These are the official Stern art blades or whatever. But since I didn't want to spend any money in my own bank account, I was thinking, you know what? Maybe it's a good time to actually just sell my entire video game collection, because I was kind of getting sick of it. For starters, I would be buying games and then never playing them. They would just sit on a shelf. I'd buy them, they'd sit on a shelf for a while. I'd open them, put them back on the shelves, and then never play them. There were so many games that I was not playing, especially, and even the older games like NES games, Super Nintendo games or whatnot. Uh, yeah, I had them on the shelf, and if I wanted to play them, I wouldn't pull out the system to play them. I just play them emulated. So, and plus on top of that, ever since I got the Steam Deck, I wasn't really playing any of that stuff. I was just playing everything either on my PC or the Steam Deck. So I was like, you know what? I should just sell it all and take the money I get from selling that stuff and put it towards a pinball machine. All right, I was editing the video and I felt the need that I needed to put in this edit to clarify something. I'm actually out walking the dog now, which is why I'm outside now. But I think I said something like I'm selling all my video game stuff, but that's not exactly true. I am keeping some stuff. I'm keeping all of my Atari 2600 stuff. I'm keeping all of my Atari computer stuff and all of my Commodore 64 stuff. And I guess all the Intellivision stuff that I have. I guess maybe there's not that much of it though. But I just want to make that clarification. Now, granted, I could have had this a lot sooner, but there were some hiccups along the way, and I did wind up spending some money to buy build a new computer. There it is, but like $2,000 building that right there, not including the video card. Everything in that is brand new except for the video card. I was having problems, and I was going to build a new computer this year anyway, and I just wound up doing it earlier than I expected. So, you're looking here, we've got the Stern Star Trek. You may have seen that I had an At Games Legends pinball, but that's not this. This is the At Games Legends Pinball 4K. I bought this. I bought this right off the floor from the last Pinball Expo, and actually filmed a video for this, but I didn't like the way that video turned out, so I never posted it. So you may not even realize that I had gotten this. I mean, the rest of this basement here is kind of a huge mess. And this is pretty much the stuff that I'm selling. But if you're familiar with what I own, you might notice some stuff is missing. The Stern Star Trek was the only pinball machine I have here because back in December and January, the first things I wanted to sell were the Zaccaria Time Machine. I sold the Williams Hyperball, and I sold the Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man Pinball on top of the the original At Games Legend Pinball, because this one replaced that one. But I was thinking, well, what is the best way to sell that stuff? And I thought, okay, well, I put it on Facebook Marketplace. And sure enough, that stuff sold like hotcakes on Facebook Marketplace. People came, picked the stuff up, paid me cash, and just hauled it out of my house. And that was great. I was like, you know what? That worked out so smoothly. I'm going to do that for everything. So what you're looking at here is just stacks and stacks of stuff that's currently on Facebook Marketplace that hasn't sold yet. Now, I'm still in the process of listing stuff because that's how long it's been taking me. And that's why I really haven't had time to do much of anything else, is because I've been spending a lot of time testing stuff out. Some of the times I was like, if something's broken, I'll just sell it as is. That was my initial intent. But sure enough, what happens is, oh, this is broken. I say, hey, I wonder what it would take to fix it. And then I'd order parts and fix it and then sell it. There's only a couple things that I wound up selling. Like there's a couple of Super Nintendos that I have. Oh, actually, these two here, they don't work. I don't know how to fix them. They're just going to be sold as is. Some of this stuff is not listed yet. Actually, the stuff in those bins, they're not video games, but they're video game related figures and stuff. I still need to post those. But sure enough, yeah, all this stuff is fun. And I had some people come and just buy, like, before I even had a chance to list all my NES games, somebody bought all my NES games. So basically on this shelf here, all these, this is what's left of PlayStation. That's what's left of my Sega Genesis stuff. This is left of my PS4 stuff. And again, I'm just doing this on Facebook Marketplace because then I don't have to deal with eBay. Yeah, some of the stuff, here I got like tons of look at this. NES sleeves for NES games. I forgot I had these. They were under the house. I had gone under the house. I dragged everything out. I had cataloged everything. And it took a long time. It took a really long time. Now, that's why I was not, now, when I say how I paid for things, because I was doing that, people would sell me, but I said I prefer cash. So I would take the cash and I'd put it in a safe until I had enough to buy this. But if you want to know how much all this cost, the total was $10,810 for the Godzilla Premium, for the topper. The topper alone was almost $1,000. The shaker motor was about $110, and the arc blades were about $100. And I went through a place called Midwest Gaming that's about half an hour from here. And what was funny was I talked to the guy. He's like, "Okay, we can have it out to you tomorrow." And I was like, "Really? That quickly?" Well, some stuff came up and they couldn't actually deliver it the next day. But this is the day after that day. And sure enough, they came. I thought I was going to have to go down to their offices and give them the cash and then they would deliver it. But no, I submitted what I wanted. He needed me to submit it online, and then I told him everything else. So he adjusted the price to be what we kind of agreed upon, and it just showed up. The guy showed up in the van, and he's like, "You just pay me when I show up." So I had a big wad of cash, and I don't know if I ever have this much cash in my hand again. So here's a video of that cash, and I just, here you go, count it up. And as he's counting it up, I'm bringing some of the stuff in, and oh man, I was dead after I brought this in myself. Okay, and this is a lot heavier than I remember the Star Trek ever being. um, I didn't even think I was gonna be able to get it into the house because there's, like, a little step in front of the house. I was like, "I can't get this up here by myself," and then I thought, "Oh, wait, I actually made myself a little makeshift ramp to get it up into the house," and then I was kinda worried getting it down here into the basement, even though it is only 6 steps. But that didn't wind up being as much of a problem as I thought it was gonna be. So, um yeah, that's pretty much the story. Pretty much told everything. Again, this was probably a little bit longer than I expected it to be. I will be I'm not gonna make a unboxing video or anything, but I'll probably be, unbox this, kind of, film some stuff of it just unboxed. Then I'll add on a thing or two and then film that. And then just go on out, so forth and so on and so forth. I did actually order a couple other mods online already. And not only that, I was looking online and I actually found little pieces to print out. So I already printed out a couple of things. Anyway, I should wrap this up and put this video up so I could start unboxing this because I do want to start playing this today sometime. So thanks for watching. Till next time.